What's up, people? Welcome back to the Parsons Perspective here on YouTube. I am a tired Jeremy C. Parsons, uh, fresh off of coming home at 1:30 in the morning after seeing the Eagles along with Deacon Fry and Vince Gill live in Louisville, Kentucky at the KFC Yum Center. My first time to see the Eagles, absolutely phenomenal. Of course, I wish Glenn Fry was still with us, but Vince Gill and Glenn's son Deacon Fry just did a phenomenal job uh, stepping in for Glenn. They didn't replace him; they stepped in for him. Um, they have their own unique voices, and they did a good job. The set list they opened with Seven Bridges Road, where you can tell Glenn's voice is missing. Glenn was the centerpiece of the harmonies for that song. Song number two is "Take It Easy," led by Deacon Fry. Did a great job. "One of These Nights," Don Henley, of course, on the lead vocal. I thought Henley sounded a little rough, but it's still good. Great song. "Take It to the Limit," a Randy Meisner song done by Vince Gill. Uh, Vince did a respectable job. The Meisner version is still my favorite, of course. "Tequila Sunrise" by Vince Gill. Of course, a Glenn Fry vocal song, but Vince did a tremendous job on it. Uh, "Witchy Woman." I was never a super fan of the song "Witchy Woman," but they had a horn ensemble that it just clicked, man. It really worked with it, and it just sounded fantastic. Followed by Joe Walsh's "In the City." It's a good song. It's a nice filler from the Long Run album. I can't say I'm a huge fan of it. "I Can't Tell You Why," another one off the Long Run, sung by Timothy B. Schmidt. Um, good song. It's a little slower paced. Uh, "Peaceful Easy Feeling," done by Deacon Fry, did a great job. "Best of My Love," "Lion Eyes," sung by Vince Gill, did a great job with it. "Love Will Keep Us Alive" by Timothy B. Schmidt. Not a big fan of that song whatsoever. It's just like real. I don't know. It's sappy and it's, I don't know, almost kind of gibberish. Uh, I'm just not a big fan. They followed that up with "New Kid in Town," sung by Vince Gill. Thought he did a phenomenal job. Followed that up with "Those Shoes," uh, with Henley on vocals. I'm not a big fan of "Those Shoes" either, but it's got some great guitar licks in there. Uh, Song number 15, "Already Gone," with Deacon Fry on the lead vocal. Sounded great. Uh, we get into song number 16, "Walk Away," sung by Joe Walsh. Um, at this point, I think Joe's around 70, and he hits high notes. He hits the Joe Walsh style high notes anyway. The vocals aren't totally there anymore. Followed up by song 17, "Heartache Tonight," lead singer Vince Gill. Uh, it was good. I mean, to me, that's a Glenn Fry song all day long, and Glenn's, just grit. "There's gonna be a heartache tonight." That was just missing. Number 18, "Life's Been Good," Joe Walsh. Really got the crowd into that one. Funk 49 followed that up. Horn ensemble added to it. It just worked, man. Funk 49 is a heavy, heavy guitar driven song. And to add horns to it, I know it sounds bizarre, but until you see it or hear it, trust me, it works. I mean, you'll never experience anything like it. They closed the set with "Life in the Fast Lane," which everyone loves. For their first encore, they did "Hotel California" with a trumpet playing for about a minute, I think, to start it off. Encore number two, they did "Rocky Mountain Way." And then they finished with "Desperado," with a spotlight on Don Henley and backed by a beautiful string ensemble. I'm not a big fan of a slow song ending a concert. I'm a firm believer that you should end the show on a high note, on a high energy song like Bob Seger does, or Van Halen, a number of bands. But man, it really worked. For some reason, it worked, and I loved it. I'm glad I got the opportunity to see the Eagles perform on this very limited fall run. They were only doing 5 shows, uh, and they'll be. I think they're closing out in Detroit, and then they'll be at the Grand Ole Opry. That in closing, just a phenomenal show. And if you ever get a chance to see the Eagles along with Deacon Fry and who this kid really just stepped up, man. Don Headley even makes the comment about his first big gig was in front of 55,000 people at Dodger Stadium. So the kid just does a hell of a job. And Vince Gill, he's a superstar in his own right, but he does lead vocals on 5 songs, but he also takes a back seat, and it's just like he's just a member of the band, and it works. There's no sense of ego there whatsoever. And Vince Gill is a stand-up guy for coming on board with this Eagles project. That being said, the construction in downtown Louisville was absolutely brutal. By the time I got to the arena from Indianapolis, it took me 40 minutes to actually get parked because they're doing construction, as far as the eye can see, everywhere in downtown Louisville, right around the KFC Yum Center. Getting out was no picnic either, but it wasn't quite as atrocious as trying to get in. The show started about 15 or 20 minutes late. I've got a feeling that has a lot to do with the fact that there were a lot of empty seats 15 or 20 minutes before 8 o'clock when the show was supposed to start. And once 8 o'clock hit, 8:15, 8:20, most of the arena was full, and the show started. Just a phenomenal band. The Eagles, to me, the greatest American rock band of all time. I know it's debatable. For me, it's not. I do wish The Long Run was played. It's one of my favorite Eagles tunes, but hey, it is what it is. They have a huge catalog, and I understand there's only so much room. But I'm still rocking my Eagles shirt today. If you ever get the opportunity, go see the Eagles along with Deacon Fry and Vince Gill. You will not be disappointed. If you're around my age, 40 years old, you'll be one of the younger people there. But man, just phenomenal. People singing the whole time. Just fantastic. God bless good American music. God bless good American rock and roll. Long live the Eagles, man. Had a phenomenal time. Thank you guys so much for coming to Louisville. If you ever come back, come to Indianapolis. It's a lot closer drive for me. Thanks, everybody. Take care. Have a blessed day.